You guys are having a great morning. It is the day after the 80th anniversary of D-Day. I am in one of my favorite spots out here in Fort Benjamin, Harrison. And yeah, man, it's a great day, man. Beautiful day. Woke up this morning and proud moment. So if you guys caught, which I know a number of you guys caught my video yesterday, I went live from my son's graduation. And I did not go live because, like, you know what? I love the fact that I was in a position where the family was to the left of me, and so they couldn't really see my face or anything like that, man. But I fell apart, bro. When before they even called his name, when the ushers got them to get up, I looked at his face and he had this smile, and I was like, it hit me. Oh my gosh, it hit me. I was cool up until that moment, man. But yep. Very, very important day, monumental. I'm actually incorporating. I got some stuff in the works, man. With writing a book, writing sort of an autobiography. And the book the book design is really to give my children a look into my life and tell them things that they don't know about me, about my upcoming from Chicago to Gary to the Army to here. And what's up, Jay Jones? Good morning. And in the book, I will explain to my children up to like the importance of graduations, the importance of just getting there, man. I know it's hard, man, just trying to go through school, focusing. You got so many distractions. You don't know what you're trying to do in life sometimes. Some people, I've seen some kids, they're direct. They know they want to be an astronaut or something like that. But yesterday was a very important day. Very important day. Gosh, I'm still like, really, it's there, man. Y'all ain't about to get me, though. Don't. Okay, we're going to get off the whole graduation thing. But I wore, oh, snaps, I almost knocked the whole world down. I wore a watch that I got from Jack Mason, right? And let me explain that watch, because today I just want to talk about the importance of a watch, right? And I love for you guys, after you watch this on a replay, I would love for you guys to put down in the chat what watches you think are most important. Is a watch is it an important item to have in your life? Or is it just an accessory? It's just a piece of jewelry? You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you say. Just like I would like to know where your head's at with that. Because I just love the conversation. I love responding to those comments down there. So for me, I have a couple of watches down here on the table. Of course, y'all know I got some watches with me. And for the sake of, I was hungry this morning. I didn't even wait for y'all. I'm sorry, I didn't even wait for y'all, man. I had to consume that food real quick, and because I have a big day today. Big day. So yeah, right now, today is Friday, and I do theme weeks with a couple of my buddies over on Instagram, and my man Vic wanted to do Marvel DC week, right? So character watches. And we could have went any way with this, man, because we both have a number of character watches, man. But I chose some of my favorite pieces as far as characters concerned. And man, and then everybody that have character watches, and there are like Citizen has character watches too. I don't like all of Citizen character watch designs. I think some of them are sort of bland. And you don't necessarily need to have like the character's face on it, to make it a great watch. But it's just some of their watches, I just felt like, there are some that I do like that Citizen has, but it's not too many watch companies that do a character watch. Like Invicta, oh man, love or hate the brand, man. Invicta be showing out, y'all. Like because what's crazy, because they're big, it just fits. So. Case in point, right now, I have on a Thor. This is called a Sea Dragon, and this is a big boy. But, like, this does not have Thor's face on it at all. But it has the markings from Asgard all over the watch. And if you can see, That is Thor's hammer embedded right there in the case, and is leading down to the actual bracelet. Now, this is what's crazy. I posted a watch on Watch Crunch, right? And somebody, oh my gosh, I think did he say he was from Scotland, or he was something. He was like, well, he said, secretly, I would love to wear this watch, but unfortunately, I do not have the size, and my pale comparison, his skin, he's talking about his skin color, wouldn't allow me to pull that off, right? And I laughed so hard at that comment, man, because you know the thing about it is, um, the voices that's echoing through YouTube about the of Invicta is funny, because there's people like, you know what, I really would wear that, but, and I've had conversations through the years with people like, I really would like to wear Invicta, but it's not a popular watch, man, so I really don't want to, I don't want that ridicule. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? You may have a, what's up, Corey? Welcome in. Thank you for not eating in front of us. Since you said that, Jay, the next time I get a chance to go live, I'm going to eat in front of all of y'all. How about that? And y'all thank Jay Jones for saying something. If he wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have, you know. But anyway, so this right here is a Sea Dragon. Invicta, they do not make this watch anymore. I haven't seen a Sea Dragon in years. This is an older model. I think the last time, I don't know, maybe 2017, 2018. I would say that like 2018. You pushing it if it's 2019? I'd be surprised. But I don't believe Invicta's created another Sea Dragon since then. It would have been nice. You know, I'm gonna say it. Invicta, for those that's watching from the Invicta realm, this would have been dope to bring this watch back with the Swiss automatic movement, you know, or even that one Chinese movement that y'all be using with the sun and moon dial on it and stuff like that. You know, I actually have that movement in another watch, and I had it I had it scaled, or I checked the deviation time, and it's actually pretty accurate. It's just as accurate as cost certifications. I was like, yo, keeps great time. I think it's like a 2 to 3 second variation, man. I was like, yo, I mean deviation. I said variation. Good morning. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, Invicta. That'd have been nice. You know, I mean, still, it's people that still like to rock these big watches. Now, I do know that the trend right now that said that people are dropping out of the bigger watches and going back down to the 40 millimeter. And I have no problem with either one. I can wear it either way. So you can either go this big boy or that. There's a huge difference, especially in the, check it out, look, see how that look. Yeah, that thing way thicker. That thing is 3 times as thick as that. But anyway, how important are watches to you guys, man? You know, and is it a necessity? Or is it just an item for you to have to be greedy? Like just because? So I want to talk about, I have a few watches here that I brought that I say are very significant in their own right. One of which is this right here, the Seiko Field Watch. There was a question on YouTube. There were 3 channels that I seen that asked this question about these type of watches that you'll see like on military men and women. And if I was going into battle, right? If I was going to war, this right here would definitely fit the bill because it has the day function on it, man. It has hacking, it has decent loom on it. It's lightweight, plus it got that NATO style strap on it. So this would definitely be one that I would love to have. And then I love the green dial to it. I love the green dial. It's beautiful watch. And yeah, I think this watch will be very essential. Now this has a mineral, a Harlex crystal on it, mineral or whatever. That don't bother me at all. Let me see. I don't know if this thing has, I haven't tested to see if it does not have a screw down crown. With Seiko, most of their watches don't have a screw down crown, so at least the ones I have don't have it. I think I got one Seiko with a screw down crown, the rest of them don't. So this watch, I would say, most definitely would be a watch that you'll see. And what's the importance of having this watch, right? It's not that expensive, like around two something, 235 or 240, whatever the case is. Then there's always a sale somewhere, so you could pay probably $200 for this watch, or what have you, whatever. But man, I'm just like, man, it's crazy, man. It's just something about watches, man, that really gets me. Because I'm taking it back to yesterday, wearing that. That's what I was gonna say, wearing that Jack Mason. The reason I chose that, it went with the shoes that I had, but it's a dive watch. It's a dive watch, and I was thinking about the comparison that when I look online, look on YouTube, excuse me, and I hear the watch collecting professionals talk about what watches are the best to have in your collection, what has the most importance and stuff like that. And some I agree with, some I don't. Some of the watches that they talk about, like, they're out of reach as far as price is concerned. But I do respect the fact that some of the watches are powerhouses, man. For example, the craftsmanship and the movement, as far as movements and complication wise, man, Paddock, man, and Patek Philippe, they have some complicated watches in their lineup. Very complicated, man. And this, I had the opportunity of looking at one, like a Constellation or something like that. I don't know the proper name for it, but I think it's revolving around constellations or whatever. That watch, when you look at it, the font, the complications itself, man, everything about that watch is amazing, man. I'm like, yo, and how long it took for them to put that watch together, and the fact that you just can't go in there and just, hey, I'm gonna just set the date and keep it moving. Man, it's a lot to that watch. It's a lot to that watch, man. And I was actually looking online. I wanted to get, there was a company, I think it was on Amazon, that a watch that's similar to that. Of course, it doesn't have the complications, but it looks the part, right? And it's a little bootleg watch, I guess. I don't know, it's some no-name company. I wanted to get it just for the look, but then I said, I think it was still over $100. I said, I'm not going to spend it. If I'm going to take, that type of money, which I guess in some cases $100 may not mean much to people. It means a lot to me, because that can go towards a watch that I really want. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Rob? What's going on? I would definitely think about that. So this is before I went live, this is what I was thinking. This Invicta timepiece, I got this from another collector. I actually bought this from a collector that he still owns his Invicta pieces. He don't collect Invicta anymore. He's a sneakerhead, but he worked for Invicta back in the day. He would buy these watches and stuff like that. And when I seen that he was getting rid of it, there's a thing within the Invicta community. It was trending I don't know, maybe it goes back 4 or 5 years, or 4 years at least, to where it was an honor to have a watch out of a collector's category. I mean, his or her watches, because you have a lot of respect for this person, or you guys have a great relationship. So it was just an honor to have their watch, right? And this comes out, and I'll never get rid of this watch. He's a great friend of mine now. Consider him like a brother. So the fact that I own that watch now, just every time I look at it, I'm like, okay, I think about the relationship we started because of a watch. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I have a few watches like that, but the watches I have on the table right now, again, this one is the newest one, and this is going to be purposed for something greater than just owning the watch, because every watch I have in my collection has a meaning to it. Some it may not mean as much. It was probably just on sale or whatever, but for example, this right here means a lot to me, because this is a watch that was issued to soldiers. This is issued to people, to soldiers, as well as this is the Khaki King, but the original version, or the one that was issued, was a 38 millimeter, um, and it was on a NATO strap, and this was issued to soldiers going into World War II, right? And I think about D-Day, man. Like, you know, man, I watched this video, man. It was real hard to watch this video, but they had video feed of the soldiers coming up Omaha, hitting the beachhead, right? And they coming up, and the Germans got the machine gun that's just, and you seeing these soldiers get chopped in half, man. One of the soldiers, man, I mean, literally just got off the boat. He took like 4 or 5 steps, his whole leg just got knocked off. Boom. He on the ground. Another guy got hit in the chest, and he just stopped moving. And it's, I don't know, man. Like I watch those things, man, and just think about like what was sacrificed. What was sacrificed, man? Life is so precious, man. Life is so precious. So there's so much wrapped up, especially in this right here. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. It all started with a watch. Yes, man. What's up, God and Lion? What's going on, man? Welcome in. So this watch right here, it's not so much. It's not like advanced. The specs aren't as good as other watches in the industry. But the number one reason why I will keep going back to Hamilton, even though it's a Swatch brand, it used to be a American-made watch. Don't matter at this point. The name itself, and let's just talk about this, the importance of that. Don't be fooled that if you stand on this, well, I'm not gonna let a brand recognition either deter or allow me to advance a purchase. It is though. It is. Think about it, man. For example, I'm looking out the window. There's a Honda Accord. No, I'm sorry, a Honda Civic right across the street from me. Right? There are people that believe in Honda as a product. There's people that say, look, Honda has done enough. Well, they put out enough cars. Or you'll hear this term like, oh man, your Honda got 90,000 miles on it. Those low. You ain't even broke that car in yet. Because they have established themselves as a car that can hit 200,000 miles, and it's still like it goes get his checkup, getting his maintenance, and when the mechanic be like, oh yeah, your car's in perfect working order, you're like, man, I got 236,000 miles on this thing. Don't matter, that's just the way they built. So they have built this quality in mind, and word of mouth has pushed that through generations. So there will always be Honda owners. There's a Ford Edge over there. That Ford logo, you're not going to, if you're a Ford fan, you're not going to, and then of course my vehicle, GM has established themselves. So those brands mean so much, even if they break down, found on the road dead, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case is. That's not going to deter anybody. So this, with me, brand recognition means everything. Yes, and I'm a brand snob if you want to call it. So Hamilton will always have a place. There's one more Hamilton I will add to my collection. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't collect another Hamilton, but there's one other one that is so super important to me that I want to get. I like the Murph too. The Murph may get in my collection, but like not this year because that there's other watches that I want to get. At the gym, getting it in, no big deal. You wouldn't know nothing about that. I just didn't go to the gym today. Get out of here. Getting that wrist ready for some more watches, huh? That's what he's doing. He's doing those wrist curls, man. So he had that real thick trunk. You know what I'm saying? So you can put those big Panerai. That's what I could see. You go ahead and get you a Panerai too, sir. But anyway, yesterday. I looked through the crowd and of course I had said this live. I was like, man, I'm gonna see if I can get some wrist shots, but I was like, I ain't want to be weird just walking through like, hey man, what you got on your wrist? Taking pictures of people's wrists. You know what I'm saying? Like people wouldn't understand it, and they'd be like, man, this dude, something wrong with him. But I was looking at the watches. There were a number of good looking watches, man, and this guy came in and he was so proud of his son, man, and this dude had on the Rolex Datejust, man. Oh, that sucker was so clean. He was clean. I mean, he was so clean, bro. And like any other father, man, that like, cause I was on the road with people. So my family's to my left. There was another family to my right, and then like directly behind me. So I saw Omegas in the thing yesterday. I saw a couple Invicta watches, man. Some Pro Divers. One guy had on a Venom yesterday, and this one dude had on a wood watch, like a mahogany wood watch. It was beautiful, man. The dial on that thing was nuts, man. Thank you. So everybody had this thing, with the watches, man. The guy had his bracelets, and like they were so clean and just put together, man. And I don't know, man. It was just something about that, man. But it just goes back to, looking at YouTube and all the YouTube heroes of the world that talk about the importance of the watch and the brands. That's what we was talking about earlier. What watches are important? What are significant? When you think celebrities, right? Red carpet. What watch would you see the most of on a red carpet, right? Or if they were out and about, like, hey, I just saw Brad Pitt and he had on a Patek Philippe, or I just saw DK and he had on a Bell and Ross. Yeah, you see, I just put him. He's a celebrity. Yeah. But yep, you get the point. You get the point. And there are some watches that you wouldn't see, because of they may not seem that important. I thought I had a scratch on that jump. I'm like, dang, when I do that? But I'll tell you what, that Jack Mason I wore yesterday, most definitely, this is a very important watch to my collection. And I do have a most regretted watch and the most praiseworthy watch in my collection video coming up in about 2 weeks. Tomorrow, if you guys, I will be live tomorrow, probably twice, maybe 3 times tomorrow. I haven't put the thumbnail out there yet, man, for my interview with Tyler. And we're going to be talking about how his group came up with a device that could turn your regular watch into a smartwatch. So that, I can't wait for that. That's 12:30 tomorrow. And then I'm going to be with it's a watch event. So I'll be there with a ton of people. I'll be there with so many different watch vendors and stuff like that. So I will also link the information to everybody there, how you can find them if you're interested in looking on their website to purchase. I'll see what they can do if you want to purchase from that event tomorrow, because normally they have when they go to these events, they normally give you a discount. So I wouldn't see where they wouldn't give you a discount if you were shopping online, or because you're gonna have a representative on the ground floor. You know what I'm saying? I'll be there. So which city? It's gonna be in Kokomo. It's gonna be in Kokomo, which is at least 35-40 minutes from my house. So looking clean as always. He said I'm good. Looking clean as a man. You crazy, bro. So here's a watch that I'll say has a great significance and importance to my collection, and it is the Longines Hydro Conquest. And it is, I can't say that cost doesn't play a part in a watch, because I've heard the conversations. I've been in this thing too long, man. When watch guys are talking, I'm like, yeah, I got this watch, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I paid, about $3,500 for this watch, It's like, even if you're not a watch guy, I know I have a relative that he bought a couple of watches, and here's the funny thing about the watches he bought. He bought a Daytona before, and he was making some good money. He buying the watch just based off of the brand name. So when I asked him about, do you know how to use the bezel on this watch? He had a Submariner. I said, you know how to use your bezel? And he said, what? I said, you know how to use your bezel? He said, what the heck you talking about, bro? Your bezel. He said, what are you talking about? I said, on your watch, man. He said, you talking about this? And he pointed towards the crown. I said, no, your bezel turned, bro. And when I turned this bezel for him, he was like, I didn't even know that spun. I was like, bro, wait a minute. Let me ask you something. I said, you went and spent $14,000 on this watch, right? Yeah. One, whoever your AD was, shame on him for not explaining the watch. Two, bro, you don't spend I guess you do spend $14,000 just for it because you want people to see that you have it. I was looking at him like, and you know what's crazy? Like he watches, and I'm like, bruh, and I know you watching. Yeah, I'm talking about you, but you should know better. You spent all that money. You don't know how to work your watch, man. What's wrong with you? Anything in Tampa or Orlando area? They do have events out there. I don't know what's coming up in Tampa or Orlando. I could check for you, but I mean, the only other events I know that's going on that like it's in Texas. It's not around like Texas. It's going to be in Canada. We got one coming up in Chicago next month, as a matter of fact, on the 12th. Wind up. And then wind up will be in New York. But I don't know of any events that's happening around that area. I would have picked up for 500. It was too small. Which one you talking about? Are you talking? So let me ask you this. What's your preferred watch size? What do you prefer? Oh, you talking about you could have picked up a Longines for 500? Everyone have a great day. Gotta go. Okay, Jay Jones. Talk to you later, bro. Bro, if you could have picked up a Longines for 500, man, that's a great deal. That's a steal. God, dog. Sheesh. Hello. Conquest 42. Bro, now I got a good deal on this one, but not that good. That's a steal. Man. That's almost worth getting it just to see if you can flip it to, like, you know what I'm saying? Dang. I know some pawn shops that have for 500. Yo, that's crazy. Now, here's the thing. Here's the other thing too. I want to say this now. Like, we're talking about the importance of your watch. How important is your watch to you? You know, I watched TGV yesterday, and if you don't know what it is, that's Urban Gentry. I've been watching this channel for at least 8 years. I think he's been on for like 10 or 11 years or whatever, but I think I've been watching him for about either 7 or 8 years. And he just moved to New York, right, from Philadelphia. And he was just explaining, he was talking about, you know, his life and stuff like that. And if you've never subscribed or watched him, he tells a story. He is so much different than the average watch reviewer on YouTube, right? If you're gonna watch him, it's like watching a short Netflix special, right? So he's telling this stuff, he's giving examples, he's referencing the 80s and stuff like that. And for him, this thing, I know he's at least 10 years younger than I am. I believe he's at least 10 or 11 years younger than me. But like the references that he talks about, I'm like, bro, what you know about that, man, youngster? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so crazy. But even down to the video games, the culture and stuff like that, I enjoy what he talks about. And he's in a position, he knows watches. He knows watches. He knows that he's made watches, created. He's a consultant, right? And one thing I like about his channel is, you know, you get the information, what you need, and you make a conscious decision on what you want to do. That, like some other channels, it's like it's more of a country club type of deal. Like, hey, this is the watch that you want to have in your collection that is going to separate you from the rest, right? You can have those type of channels, and then there'll be like a double back, and they'll be like, oh, by the way, let's mention this lesser watch because that's what's popular. And I'm like, all I say is, man, you have to find your own journey when it comes to these watches. What's up, Oscar? I'm not into long jeans. I'll stop by this weekend and see if it's still there. Okay. So let me ask you this: what is your type of watch? What do you prefer to have? What is your style of watch? Like for me, shoot. I mean, y'all see it fluctuates, man. Invictus Showcase, man. Like my watches fluctuate. So like I'll wear this watch right here, military inspired, the Glycine Airman. I absolutely like this has become one of my favorite watches ever, right? I can wear this watch every day without fail. And let me show you something, man. Like you see that, let me show you something. You see the leather on this thing right here? I can assure you that I've worked out in this watch, I've walked in this watch, I'm just doing everything, you know, and I got this mindset. If this was good enough for helicopter pilots and military men, and y'all see like that band in there, this thing is getting worked on a regular basis, right? I'm not worried about damaging it. I'm not worried about anything. You know, even if I do damage it, I can take it up to Kokomo Watch Company and get it repaired. And that's what it'll be. I absolutely enjoy this timepiece. But then I can flip over to a Longines, or I can flip over to, you know, a field watch, this Hamilton. You know what I'm saying? Or I can flip over to this right here, this Invicta class, massive boy. You know what I'm saying? It's like a flagship coming through. I really don't have a particular style. I personally just like to have a watch on my wrist, and it signifies just like this importance of life. It's not just an accessory to me, man, because for me, the importance of having a watch, it goes back. I do dig into history, and I do know that there was descendants of my family that couldn't own a watch because they couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford it, and it has been established already that as far as technology is concerned, as far as inventions are concerned, since the dawn of time, since we have invented tools to regulate our day based on this, looking down on this, right? But this was a status symbol at one point. And yes, I do have that in mind. When I was collecting Invicta watches, the vibe behind that was it was a device that was used to connect us, man, because we're always separate, right? So yesterday, I proved a point. If you go back and look at my live from yesterday, I made mention of LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Jordan. And from that, there was this like argument in the chat about who's the GOAT, and then Sean Kemp and all these other different people, Bill Russell, and everybody's name came popping up, right? So one thing we can all agree on is that we're going to disagree about something, right? And that's just a topic that it's a hot button. It was a hot button yesterday. But what item can we buy that actually brings us together? But then it can separate us at the same time. Because think about it. I said this from the jump. It all started with a watch. I started this channel because of a watch. I have relationships with a lot of you guys outside of the watch community because of this watch. This was the introduction, a watch. Not this particular one, but a watch in general. We can all agree that we all like watches. If not, I wouldn't have the amount of people subscribe to the channel. Like, and there's some people that are cooking channels. There's people that are growth channels, health channel. I get all types of channels that's watching it, but they know somebody that owns a watch. Hey, my grandfather used to wear a pocket watch, or my dad used to do this. Like you hear this. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get back into this real quick. Morning. What's up, Space? Longines Hydro or Tissot. Okay. Are you asking me which one? I have off stuff like Victorinox, Hamilton Glycine. My daddy is a Seamaster, 1999, rose gold, titanium. Yo, wow, okay. What's up, Kevin? Aragon Millipede. Yep, I got one of those too. I like it. I actually got two of them to sew. They restore. Okay, okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Now you know what? Was it JDB? Victorinox isn't talked about a lot, man. That is a stout watch, man. That is a stout, and I would not mind having a Victorinox. I actually got my eye on one, but you can't own them all, right? You can't own every watch, man. But I tell you the truth, the Lord is my witness. Right now, I get to the point where I could, you know what I'm saying? Like I can just pull up and just buy, and it's not so much me buying a $10,000 watch or a $20,000 watch. I would definitely get it. And I was looking at you know what watch company that really, it's not Perplexing. I do not. I can change it to my bank account though. um, here's the thing. Hublot. We talked about this before. Hublot. I actually like Hublot. I like some of the designs they have. I like the big bang. I like the square bang. I love that the skeletonized is just different, right? And I'm inclined. I said this live, and I think I'm going back on what I said. Granted, if you had, let's say you had $40,000 to $50,000 a year to just spend on stuff, or let's say a year. Let's say you have $40,000 to just throw away a year. Right, you can just take trips or buy a car or whatever the case is, right? And the Hublot I was looking at was $24,000. If you bought it used, it's crazy to use. That watch used was $14,000, right? It does not hold the value. And I was looking at the in-house movement, and I was looking at, you know, they do use the ETA-based movements in their non-in-house movement, in-house watches. And even for the ETA 2824, I believe, and it may be the highest grade of, and it has to be the highest grade of ETA, I would imagine it is, but it's still over $6,000. And I'm like, that's tough, man. That's tough to jump into, because you can buy IWC for less than that and have a better complication on the watch, man. There's too many watches out there that you can get, even with it being in-house, that it's like, and you can't, I don't care what you say comparing apples to oranges, because it's a different style watch. It still tell time. It still have some of the same components as the other watches, and I just can't see, even with the Big Bang, 24,000, they got one that was 36,000. And I'm like, I can't call it, man. I can't call it. What's up, Captain Spaulding? What's going on? Costco back. Oh, Costco? That's, you know what? My man Dave D told me that Costco, he sent me a picture before. I'm picking them up like noon and sending out some pawn shops. I just picked up a Seiko tour. Oh, what? Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, bro, and you know what? I completely spaced that one on going to pawn shops, because yes, pawn shops got some of the greatest. You know what? I bought a watch from a pawn shop years ago. It was a Seiko, and that's how I got my Seiko back in the day, right? And I mean, absolutely love this Seiko. I walked in the pawn shop, got it automatic, and that sucker was, I think I paid like $70 for that watch, right? I just fell in love with it. And I never really thought about, you know, like searching the price or whatever. I just like the watch, right? So I come in and I go to, it was JCPenney's, and they had the same Seiko. And back then, we're talking, this is 2005, 2004. I go to JCPenney's and I saw the same Seiko in there and they wanted $450 for it. And I was like, dang. I'm like, I paid $80 for this watch. And yeah, man, bro, completely sleeping on pawn shops. I bought 3 Pro Divers off eBay for $75. They're all, oh my gosh. I can't afford new. My wife. Hey man, I've heard that so many times, bro. I've heard that so many times. Hey, wifey will divorce me, boy. If I understand that. Yeah, boy. Man. And see, I love hearing. Thank you guys for sharing that, man. Because I love to hear these stories. I love to see this, and I want people that's watching this on a replay, man. Like we've been on for 40 minutes. If you made it this far in the replay right now, if you can see the chat, if you can't see the chat, just know that people in the chat are talking about pawn shops, and they have some significant watches. And I heard a story. I think this was during COVID, if I'm not mistaken. Our Texas T, she's a watch collector. She has a number of different watches, and she told me the story. I think this was during COVID. She went to it wasn't a pawn shop, it was a Goodwill, and she saw this watch, bought the watch for like $25. It said Cartier on it, so she had the watch checked, and guess what, it was authentic. So she got a Cartier tank, I believe it was, $25, and she had it serviced. It cost her a couple $100 to have it serviced. But think about it. This watch is like $5,000-$6,000 in the store, and she got it for $25. That is the ultimate and the best deal I've ever seen, ever heard of, man. And Cartier, man, hands down, is like one of the best brands. And proof is in the pudding, because right now you have, as far as market share, Rolex is number 1 in the industry. Then Cartier. Cartier is beating out Omega, which is crazy. Jalen Palmer. What's your thoughts on me possibly getting 10 years? Hold on. Let me get back, Jalen. Give me a second. Let me get back to that question. Yeah, deep blue is a great. I got that. What's your thoughts on me possibly getting 10 years for a switch on a Glock? What do you mean? I got a few from eBay, negotiated the price. Auction houses are another way to get great watches. Yep. It wasn't even. Oh, you talking about getting 10 years, 10 years. Can't help you on that one. Can't help you on that one. If you facing that right now, boy, that's unfortunate. Time is it? It's 11 o'clock. I'm hearing so here in our city, they got those bells chimes at 11 every day. I don't think they do it on Saturdays. I think it's Monday through Friday, bells chime. Let you know that it's 11 o'clock. You 22, you facing a gun charge? Woo, mercy. Woo, that's unfortunate. I pray that you get up out of that situation. Boy. Yeah, you definitely do need a lawyer. Better call Saul. Kevin said, better call Saul. Mercy, yeah, you better. I'm trying to tell you, Lord have mercy. That's tragic. Okay. Check with your local bar association, pro bono lawyers. You ain't lying about that. Thank you for the advice. Yeah. So Jalen, Yeah, trap. Some of the thrift stores have some watches that people donate that are nice. Ain't nobody built for that, man. Man, ain't nobody. I know they said some people built, man. Nah, bro. It's like 2 minutes of your time being in lockup is 2 minutes you can't get back. It's 2 minute wait. I mean, I guess it's 2 minutes to reflect on life, but God, dog, man, I would hate to be in a situation where my freedom has been stripped away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like over something. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I tell you what. At the end of the day, sometimes it's better to find you a great hobby, man, and get out of, like, I don't know what situation it was, but it put you in there. I don't know what it is. And I'm not here to judge what's going on, man, but bruh, ladies and gentlemen, moral of the story today is, man, you gotta watch the company you keep and watch what you do. Don't jeopardize it. If it's something that you don't know about, man, you better not. My mother used to tell me that, man. If you don't know nothing about that, man, keep your hands off of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't touch it. It don't belong to you. And the thing about guns and stuff like that, man, I was service. I was military, so y'all know I approve of guns, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you do your homework, your due diligence, man, and make sure that piece belongs to you. Hey, good morning. How you doing? I'm all right. So, yeah, 25. Man. Johnny Cochran. Well, Johnny Cochran's out of there, man. You better get Johnny Cochran Jr. or something. So yeah, and like when I was in the military, we used to have people come in and out. I worked in that prison system as well, man. And bruh, that ain't no spot. That ain't no place for nobody. That's all I'm gonna tell you that. No place for nobody. But with that being said, I'm on to my next adventure. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be posting the thumbnails for tomorrow evening or tomorrow afternoon. We're gonna have Trifecta. We're gonna be at Kokomo. We're gonna have mass horology. We'll have Adam Flederman will be on site. We'll have a chance to talk with him. And Phil from Visitor Watches, we'll get a chance to talk to him. Seiko dealers, and bro, everybody, all the watch dealers, and there's some other Haim. I think Haim's, the representative from Haim is not going to be there, but there'll be Haim watches in the building from Chicago, my city. You feel me? And I can't wait for tomorrow. I can't wait to showcase and show you guys what's going to be happening, man. If you love watches, man, do not miss tomorrow's live interviews. How can you turn this watch into a smartwatch? You can actually turn this into a smartwatch. I'm gonna show you how tomorrow around 12:30. All right. So with that being said, man, y'all be blessed, man. Hey, stay out of trouble, man.